Hi, I'm Scott, and today we're going to work on my burnt up summer lawn on Dad It Yourself. Hey there, welcome to summer. Shoulder's almost fully healed. I'm probably 80–85%. I've got good strength from the shoulder down, and a little bit issues up here, but I think we're going to be good. So today I'm going to mow my lawn all by myself. Jason's not here to help me. I think I've got the strength in my arm to do that. So what's going on with the lawn? So here's the lawn, and it is the third week in July. And as you can see, it is relatively green, but long. And then I have this dry area right through here. And then, what else do I have? We're pretty dry over here. And then we're even drier. Well, not too bad, actually. Over here. And one of the main reasons this is kind of dry over here is because this sprinkler right here got broken somehow. Probably either hit with a mower or run over when this car was pulling out of this driveway accidentally, probably while the sprinkler was in the up position. Not a huge deal, but it's enough that I have to replace that sprinkler head completely, not just the nozzle. So the backyard's looking pretty good. It's nice and thick here in the shady areas and not too dry. A little dry right here, but we always kind of have a dry spot right here, and I've got to figure that one out eventually. I do have an issue though. The horsetail is definitely back, so we're going to treat for that today. But the weird part is look, it's not in the landscape beds at all. It's just out here in the lawn. So we're going to treat this today. And if you remember this tree from earlier in the season when it was all covered with those pink blossoms, well, each one of those pink blossoms has turned into a plum. And this tree is overloaded. We got a couple more weeks. They're still a little hard, but we're going to have a bumper crop of plums this year. They are all the way up into the high reaches of the tree. So I'm going to have to get my big ladder out to clear this one. One of the things I really want to talk about is why this is so dry here and the backyard and really this side over here aren't. So I have two zones for my sprinkler system. So what I refer to this as zones 1 through 4. And that is this front yard area up over here. And then my entire backyard, because it's on this side of the driveway. And what I have here is I have a faucet with a hose connection. And then I have a Y splitter. And you actually control water flow by using these little valves. This one is in the on position, this one is in the off position. And this spigot, bib, hose cock, whatever you want to call it, stays in the open position all the time during sprinkler season. In the winter, I turn this off and I disconnect all the hoses and make sure there's no water in that pipe so it doesn't freeze. So on the other side of my house, I have my second zone, which is zones 5 through 9. And they take care of my entire front yard from down here, all the way over here, up around the front of the house and this boulevard strip. Well, I have the same setup, as you can see. Got the faucet, the hose, which is in the off position, and then the sprinkler supply line that's on the on position. Well, I also have a hot tub right there, and we have a hot tub servicing company that comes in and services my hot tub every, I think it's 4 weeks. Well, at the end of May, 1st of June, he came in and serviced the hot tub. So when he came here, I actually showed him how the water works here. That this is always in the on position, and if he wants to use the hose, to use this valve right here. Well, he turned it on that way, but then when he got done servicing my hot tub, he turned the water off. And I was gone for a week when this happened. So I returned from my trip, and this whole portion of the lawn, from probably right about here, which is halfway, all the way around the front, was just fried. It had gotten no water and it was literally right at the hot end of our season. So when I say hot end of our season, I'm talking low 80s. Right now, it's a really nice day. It's only about 75 degrees, and it's still a little bit warm for us up here in the Pacific Northwest. But this went a full week, probably closer to 10 days, with no water at all for 10 days in above normal temperatures, and it just fried the lawn. So for the last month now, I've been watering it regularly, and it's actually starting to come back. But it needs a little kick, and we're going to work on that today. But before I mow, I'm going to replace this sprinkler, and then I'm going to update all the sprinkler heads in this zone. So I got my trusty 5-in-1 tool. I'm going to use this to clear out all the sod around this sprinkler head and make it a little bit easier to get this thing out. And it's right up against the sidewalk, so this will help get that out. Oh yeah, let's get down in there. Maybe I can twist that out too. Oh, it looks like it's coming out too. Okay, let's see how we did. Pretty good. Question is, can I get the sprinkler body out without making a huge hole? Definitely right on the sidewalk. There it goes. Oh, just the top came off. That's completely broken off. You know what I can probably do? Save myself a lot of time and effort. Is just switch out the body like this one. Right? Got a nozzle down in there though. I'm going to get that out of there. Got a filter. Well, that was definitely an easier way to do that. See, that's pretty broken. Now what I'm going to do is switch out the stock nozzle head with these Hunter MP rotators. Great thing about these MP rotators is they're really good for low pressure situations like I have. I only have 45 psi in my water system, and they give really good coverage. So not a lot of evaporation and a lot of direct control. So got that one on there. And then I'll go ahead and replace the other 3 around the perimeter, and then we'll get to mowing. So that's that. Those are all changed, and we'll adjust those when it's time to turn on the sprinklers. But let's get to mowing. tell you, that mower is a lot easier to push around with them new tires on it. And if you haven't seen the video where I changed out the tires on this mower, check it out. I'll put a link in the description and up here on the screen somewhere. Hey, don't let anybody tell you that an edged and blown sidewalk doesn't look better. Now that the lawn is done, I'm going to add ironite and Scott's Turf Builder with a weed and feed, and that should give this lawn a really good kickback and get it starting to green up. And I'm going to use this Scott spreader here and just follow the directions for the settings on the spreader. Wow, that was actually a lot of work. Now you can kind of see the dry spots a little better because the lawn's a little shorter. But man, it looks good mowed. I'm going to see how the temperatures hold up for the next week or so. And if it stays in the 70s, I'm going to raise the mower up a little bit more. Let some blade height get on here, and that'll protect those roots and it'll green up a little bit more. But let's turn the sprinklers on and get those over there adjusted, and we'll go from there. So everything seems to be going, but as you can see, they're spraying wherever they want to right now. And I have a video on sprinklers, and I'll link that in the description and somewhere on the screen here. But to adjust these, you pretty much need a flathead screwdriver, a little teeny one, and what that does is you get in here to this little screw and you adjust this in or out, and it adjusts the length of the spray. And then this knob right here, you kind of find your left side, and then you turn this knob right or left to bring that spray pattern into what I need here is a 45. Well, those are working really good now. There's a lot to be said for new sprinkler heads for sure. Well, there you go. A couple hours work and my lawn's back on track. I'll be doing a fertilizer treatment every 6 weeks and mowing and watering regularly. And by September, this lawn should be perfect. And then I'll get ready for my fall program. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, put those down below. Speaking of comments, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you do, hit the bell for notifications. If I've done anything in this video or any of my other videos that you found helpful, consider becoming a channel member, becoming a Patreon, or giving me a super thanks. I've got some videos over here you may be interested in. Subscribe button's right down here. Thanks for watching. Dad it yourself.